You know, right now he doesn't look that beautiful. His colors are a bit dull and gray, but this lizard will actually look baby blue. Look at this photo. Look at that. That thing is beautiful. When he's in the sunlight, he's happy. He's been baking for a while. He looks really, really good. And then when the sun comes out, she can bask, absorb that heat, and basically all those bumps on her back act as a solar panel, and they absorb that heat. That blood warms up, travels throughout the body, helping that animal digest food and also energy to move around. All these enclosures are going to be extremely natural. It's all going to be woods on every side, ponds cutting through the middle, and then hopefully my enclosures, the ponds alone will be like 60 to 80 feet wide each. Go get that fixed, Sarah. What's going on, beautiful people? Just hanging out here. Yesterday I had to put in some of my animals because it got so cold. It dropped to like 51 degrees last night. So obviously my animals that come from places like off the coast of Honduras, like Utila Island, my beautiful Utila Island iguana, can't handle any cold below 60 degrees because naturally it never gets colder than that in their native range. So today we gotta put some animals back outside. We're gonna check out some of the space we have to work with this property, because I know you guys have been wanting to see more and more of this piece of land. You know, there's so much I have to talk about. There's so much I have to show you guys, let alone the fact I haven't told you guys how big this property is. This property is actually 10 plus acres. It's a beautiful big piece of land, lots of woods in the back, lots of woods all around the sides. It's basically a home that was carved inside a big beautiful hammock. So there's a big chunk of woods out in the big Florida ecosystem, the big environment. I love it. It's awesome out here. I couldn't be any happier. So let's go get these animals out of their enclosures or the little totes back outside to the warmth, and we're gonna show you guys what we have to work with the future croc facility, all the future croc ponds we're gonna be building out here. And then we gotta go give Bear a little bit of a wash. She's starting to stink, and I got some special shampoo for my little pup. Look how pretty Ziggy looks. Look at her, she is such a beast. Beautiful American crocodile, Crocodilus acutus. Beautiful girl. She's just over 2 years old for anyone new to the channel, and because she is a reptile, she has to come out into the sun to absorb that heat for energy. So last night it was so chilly, I had this hose running on her, and this water comes out roughly around like 73, 74 degrees out of the ground, so it's nice and toasty, keeps her warm in a cold night. And then when the sun comes out, she can bask, absorb that heat, and basically all those bumps on her back act as a solar panel, and they absorb that heat. That blood warms up, travels throughout the body, helping that animal digest food and also energy to move around. So anyways, there's some animals that are in need of energy right now because they've been having to sit inside these boxes. So let's go inside the serpentarium, check it out, and we'll go get these lizards out. First, we're gonna grab that Utila Island iguana. All right guys, so right here, I think this is actually the smooth front Caiman. Oh no, that's the Utila Island iguana. Look at him, you ready? He's right here. He's just hanging out. That's Mr. Bakes. So Mr. Bakes is an island iguana, only found, we gotta be nice and smooth. He's a bit of an aggressive iguana. He was basically raised in an outdoor enclosure, so he doesn't see people as friends. When he's in his enclosure for a while and he adjusts to his new area, he'll actually eat on my hands when he's nice and comfortable, but I'm sorry, buddy. But we've only been here for a little bit, so let's get him into the sun so he's nice and happy. Oh, he's just cranky. Look at him. He's just going ballistic right now. He just wants to chomp down on me. I actually got the corner of my index finger, or actually the first inch of my index finger, right into the corner of his mouth, and he didn't let go for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was probably like 12 at night. It was a real cool night. I had to bring him in from the cold, and well, I was stuck behind this cage with my hand inside the door for his little hide box, with him crunching down on my finger. Couldn't even see where his head's at, and he's just crunching down for almost 2 hours, and I was just sitting there waiting for someone to help me because I didn't have a phone on me. But good times, good memories. Taught me a lot about that jaw pressure and how to respect these lizards even more than I already do. So anyways, this is Mr. Bakes, the Utila Island iguana. They're only found on the Utila Island off of Honduras. So these animals are actually critically endangered. And in the whole spiny tail iguana family, which is the Tenosaura family, this guy is actually the most critically endangered. So they're endemic to the Utila Island, and they're actually under threat because of overpopulation. Basically, people building out homes and tourist spots out there on the beaches and whatnot. One of the biggest things is introductory of cats and dogs eating these lizards, and a big thing is natives will actually kill these animals even when they're gravid full of eggs and poach them for their meat. So locals will eat these iguanas, dogs and cats will eat them, and also they're developing on vital nesting grounds. So the Utila Island iguana is something that definitely needs protection in captivity and in their native range, with breeding them for insurance colonies and also breeding them in their native range to let them go. You know, right now he doesn't look that beautiful. His colors are a bit dull and gray, but this lizard will actually look baby blue. Look at this photo. Look at that. That thing is beautiful. When he's in the sunlight, he's happy. He's been baking for a while. He looks really, really good. But right now, he's just a little bit dark because he's been in that box. He needs to absorb that sunlight, but it feels nice and good. Key thing for lizards is UVB, natural rays. So we always want to make sure these guys have nice natural rays. Let's make sure he doesn't bite me. Grab that log. Oh, 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 careful. Careful there, buddy. There he goes. You gonna be okay to climb that? Oh, there we go. Perfect. He's gonna go in his little box. Nice and comfy. And we got a hibiscus plant right here because I love hibiscus flowers. All right, guys, we're just gonna make sure this is nice and locked and secured. This guy's got amazing work ahead of him. He's gonna be the reason that his species doesn't go extinct, because in the future, we're gonna find him a nice, beautiful girlfriend. We'll start breeding the critically endangered Utila Island iguana. All right, so right now I'm just emptying out all this water. It was sitting out all night. It's real chilly. So we're gonna run that warm well water in here, and then we're gonna put our smooth front Caiman right in here. Blue, the smooth front Caiman. One of the original crocodilians in the group. Actually, the first crocodilian I got under my license when I got my class 2 permit for crocodilians. So he means a lot to me. He's been with the group for a while. We're gonna make sure he has nice toasty water, because an animal that's from Central and South America like this cannot handle too cold of weather. Right, Ziggy? Ziggy's just looking at me with a blank look. She's so cute. Look at her. She's become such a beast of a crocodile. It's a really cool feeling to have something so small, raise it up for years, and watch it just grow. All right, so the water looks good. I'm gonna go shut this off, and I'll see you guys in a split second. All right, guys, we're gonna leave this box ready to go for later, because that animal's still gonna have to go in tonight. It's gonna drop to 51 again. Right here should be the smooth front Caiman. Little Bluey, who's not so little anymore, could definitely give you quite the hurting of a bite if you're not too careful. But as you notice, I reach in there, not too explosive. That's the thing about Caiman. Even though that this one in particular isn't too explosive, that's what Caiman like to do. They wait to the last second. They don't give you any signal that they're going to explode, and then they burst out with energy. They wait for the right moment to catch you off guard. That's what makes a Caiman so dangerous, whether it's a spectacled Caiman, a black Caiman, or even a Cuvier's or a smooth front. Oh, relax, relax. And you know what's funny is, even though his mouth is shut, him just wiggling around hurts enough, because look, those osteoderms, those bony plates around the neck, the back, the sides, even almost on the belly, are extremely sharp. They're actually the most heavily armored crocodilian out of all 26 species. There used to be roughly around like 24 species of crocodilian on the planet, but over the years we've split up different species that were laying in front of us all these years. We didn't realize that there were just multiple species, like slender-snouted African crocodiles, or Nile crocodiles. We realized that there's West African Nile crocs, and then there's Nile crocodiles, and then you got your Congo dwarf crocs, and then you have other species of dwarf crocodiles. So now we have around 26 species, and out of all 26 species, this is the most heavily armored crocodilian. Look at that. Look at the spikes everywhere, these scoots, osteoderms. They're sharp. Ruth, pet that back and tell me how it feels.
Oh, super sharp.
Imagine jumping on the back of a 6-footer and having it wiggle around real fast. It'll tear your pants right open. All right, so we're gonna put Blue, the smooth-fronted Caiman, back in the enclosure for now. Also known as a Schneider's Caiman, Paleosuchus trigonatus, which is the scientific name. And the reason I mention the scientific name is not because I'm trying to go, ooh, Paleosuchus trigonatus, I bet you didn't know that. No, it's simply because when you're working with reptiles, they are so diverse, they are so complex, and species are always getting split up. You gotta know exactly what you're looking at. So the scientific name makes that very, very precise, especially when you work in the world of wildlife, whether you're sending wildlife to another facility, whether you're a biologist out in the field working in different countries. You know, one of the biggest things is if I go to Thailand or if I go to Africa and I want to communicate with local people about reptiles and I have to tell them what species I'm looking for, the common name could be like 20-something different common names, but the scientific name is always going to be one scientific name. So it's always good to know your scientific names. With the smooth-fronted Caiman, the Schneider's Caiman, it's Paleosuchus trigonatus. There's another species called a Cuvier's dwarf Caiman, which looks so similar to the smooth front Caiman, but they're not the same species. The Cuvier's dwarf, that species right there, is actually the smallest crocodilian on the planet, only getting like 4 feet long. So it's definitely good to know the differences, because the smooth front Caiman gets like 6+ feet long. So anyways, we got a lot to do today. I think we're gonna take a break from the animal stuff and show you what we're gonna have planned for the future in these woods. Let me go get my dirt bike. I'll be right back. Whew. Oh my goodness, I cannot be any happier to be on my own piece of land, be able to plan out my own plans for my wildlife. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I've wanted a big plot of land to carve out my croc ponds, to put my lizard enclosures up, to have my big snake house. And my dreams have come true. Now it's just time for the real grind. You know, it was a grind to get here, to get the money, to to build up to this opportunity to have this piece of land, but now it's time to actually build out the piece of land that I had it. So let's take a little walk. In between the back of my house and the back of my property, there's actually like 280 foot plus of width. And then lengthwise, it's huge. I'm not sure exactly what the length is, but the whole chunk of land that I plan to use for my crocodiles back here, this big chunk of woods, this is roughly like 7 to 9 acres that I'm gonna be using just for my crocodiles. So it's super exciting. Like I said, this is a 10 plus acre property, a lot of space to work with. Here, come with me. You'll see it's just a lot of scrub, a lot of brush everywhere. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear out all the lowland brush, all the scrub, make it easier to see what's going on in here. This used to all be agricultural, so this was all orange groves. You can actually see the dips in the land where the orange groves were. So this is actually good because now I have all this land to morph around and use. So what's gonna happen is, I love the woods. I love these oak trees, the palms, I love all this. It's beautiful. I want all my enclosures to look natural. I want to still feel like I'm in a natural setting. I want my crocodiles to feel like they're in a natural setting. So I'm gonna leave the woods on all sides, right? I'm gonna carve through the center of these woods. Here, come with me, maybe we'll find a clear spot. So basically, all these enclosures are gonna be extremely natural. It's all gonna be woods on every side, ponds cutting through the middle, and then hopefully my enclosures, the ponds alone will be like 60 to 80 feet wide each. I want every croc pond, whether it's a saltwater crocodile, a Temistoma, a Nile crocodile, if it's a big croc and it's potentially supposed to get 15 to 18 feet long, it deserves a huge enclosure. One of the biggest things that I believe in, after working at all these different wildlife parks growing up, is that I've seen how different people keep animals. I've seen what works the best, what doesn't work too much, what helps with breeding, what doesn't help with breeding. One of the things that I learned is deep water counts. Crocodilians, big crocs, they need deep water, not just for healthy exercise, to actually use their tail muscles, use their arms, actually get the exercise they need for proper health, but also for mating. So let's think about this for a second. Imagine if you were like a 14-foot, 15-foot crocodile, a real big male. You know, you have your girlfriend in the pond and your pond's only like 3 feet deep. It's muddy. You know, certain species can handle breeding in there. So they can properly inseminate the female, like a big gator. It's used to being in shallow swamps here in Florida. It can actually produce in there. Caiman can. But crocs, big crocs like American crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles, big crocs like that usually need deep water so they can properly mate with the female. So crocs like that, you would want like 10 foot of water just so they can properly mate with the female and have their pretty little ballet underwater, because they do almost like a little dance underwater in their courtship, and it's really beautiful. So the goal would be to have at least like 10 foot deep ponds for each big croc going through the center of these woods. It's gonna be beautiful. All the water is gonna be crystal clear like my front pond. It's gonna stay nice and toasty year round because we have groundwater, well water that keeps those animals nice and toasty, which is key for survival, like we're talking about Ziggy the American croc. So we have all this space to work with, a huge amount of length, huge amount of width. All these enclosures are gonna be spacey. These are gonna be healthy crocodiles. I just can't wait to show you guys the finished piece of art when I'm done, because this is gonna be a true front for conservation of crocodiles. And I've always wanted to have something like this in my life, and now it's finally happening. So anyone out there that's struggling right now, anyone out there that's just not sure what they're gonna end up doing with their lives, always understand that, like, if you have a passion, if there's something that you really love in life, it doesn't matter how silly people say it is, whether it's skateboarding, you want to be a rock star, you want to be the lead guitarist on a band, whatever you want to do. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a firefighter, you can do anything you want to do. It just matters how much you want it, because life will challenge you, and it's going to see how bad you really want it, and you're going to have to fight for it. And that's why I had to learn. I'm only 23 years old, and I learned how to fight a lot to get to this point. But once you get to this point, oh man, it's satisfying, and you feel like a real man, or you feel like a real woman when you're finished. But anyways, I'm happy. Look at this place. I live in a jungle now. So from that corner all the way back there, running along these woods, going all the way to that back corner, past that creek, it's all the back of my property. So this is 10 plus acres. It's a fat piece of land. We have hogs that come through. We have deer that come through. We have turkey that live out here. Let's see if I can call it a turkey. They're not around right now. But anyways, there are turkey here, and I talk to them sometimes. We got all kinds of brush along the sides. Like I said, I want to keep a lot of my brush on the sides because I love the look of the woods, and I don't want to tear down all these woods. Obviously, I love nature. I want to incorporate this as much as possible. So we're just going to carve through the center, and we're going to have a beautiful, scenic wildlife park. It's going to be amazing. Obviously, only for private tours because people can get a little crazy when they're unattended. A good example is not just Harambe, the gorilla that had a kid who fell into the enclosure and they had to shoot that gorilla. But recently, I just saw a crazy video. I believe it was in California. A man went over a barrier at a zoo, walked to the actual gate of the enclosure, which was for an African elephant, went in with his 2-year-old child, turned around and said, "Get a photo, get a photo, get a photo." And this guy wasn't paying attention, and this elephant rushed behind him. He runs through the gate, he drops his kid, goes back for the kid, runs out, and the elephant's going, "Oh, get out of my house, what are you doing?" So that just shows you, even with an animal that's obviously dangerous and you shouldn't get close to, people will still break the rules and try to get close to them. So that's a big part of why my facility is only private tours. So you're gonna have to book a tour to actually get in here and hang out and see these beautiful animals. You know, I love people. I'm a people guy, I'm a people person, but at the end of the day, people do silly things. And bringing your 2-year-old child into an African elephant enclosure when nobody's looking is definitely a silly, silly thing to do. So I want the experiences here to be amazing, I want them to be safe, and I want them to be educational. So that's why we're only doing private tours. If we go past this area, this little creek, which is actually part of my property, this little creek, beautiful little spot. We can look around, you can see there's all kinds of pig tracks, we got deer tracks. I hear all kinds of things stirring a muck in the brush. I'm not sure what we got in here, but this is a beautiful crystal clear creek that runs through my property. And then we're gonna clear out a little more space over here in this corner so you guys can enjoy it more because it's so beautiful inside that creek. Actually, let's show you guys a little bit of that creek. Let's go look at it. And this is my creek. Look at this. It's beautiful. We got fish flowing all through the creek. It goes all the way up my property. This definitely has to be incorporated on the tours because what's cooler than having a little boardwalk over a creek to enjoy? So I got this beautiful creek running through here. All the pigs, all the turkey, all the deer like to come in here and have a drink. So I got all the wildlife hanging out. And then if we go through this way, this is actually going towards the center of my big chunk of woods where all my ponds are going to be. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a dream come true. Here, follow me. I'm just waiting to find an eastern diamondback on my property, or an indigo. I mean, this is so country, it's beautiful out here. There's always a good possibility of finding something like that. All right, guys, so now we're more towards the center. You're starting to see more cleared out areas. Good thing is, I just had a buddy out here who actually has a clearing company who's gonna help me actually clear the center out and dig my ponds for me. So it's all gonna start happening soon, but the biggest thing about this is it costs a lot of money. Although you can pursue your dreams and you can stay passionate, you still need money. So I've been spending a lot of money on different things, getting this place ready and in order, but there's still a lot of things I gotta pay for. So I gotta pay for clearing, I gotta pay for ponds to get built, I gotta pay for chain link fencing, which is gonna be super expensive. So if you guys happen to not be on the Patreon page or you hadn't gotten your Chandler's Wildlife t-shirt, we'd greatly appreciate it if you got on Patreon. We have exclusive content out there. If you wanna buy a t-shirt, we got the Chandler's Wild World shirt. CWW. Wow! We love this stuff. I love it. We got another merch design dropping too. We'll drop it at the end of the episode so you guys can see. So anyways, if you guys want to support us, help this big dream come true, definitely check us out on Patreon. Check us out on chandlerswildlife.com. Buy your own merchandise. Anyways, I'll see you guys over by the deck so we can get my puppet clean. She's a little bit stinky right now, so let's go take care of her. All right, beautiful people. We're gonna be cleaning up Bera. Bera's my Caucasian mountain shepherd. She has had no real baths. We've trained her how to swim. She's jumped in the shower with me a couple times, but I haven't had the chance to actually use dog-approved soap. So I got Top Paw. This was recommended by a friend. Sensitive skin. It's for hypoallergenic. That's what we're gonna stick with for now. Come here, baby. So she's probably not gonna enjoy this. She likes swimming, but I'm not sure about baths. But we'll see how it goes. We just gotta wet her first. She's had a long night. We had a bunch of other dogs over last night. She was having a party. You okay, baby? Come on. Come here, come here, come here. She's just like, no, I'm not having it. Baby, come here, come here. I'll take her back with you, okay? Let me take off my shirt. Let me take off my Chandler's Wild World shirt real quick. Bera, don't leave. Come here, Bera. So I don't get all soaked up on my shirt. Come on, baby. Come on. She really doesn't want to do this. Can you believe that this dog is just over 2 months old? That is a huge puppy. She's going to be gigantic. This breed can actually get upwards to 200 pounds. So that's a huge dog intended to guard sheep herds in the mountains, protect them against wolves, bears. It's an impressive species. I'm really happy that I got the chance to actually get this dog and bring it home and make it a part of my family. Oh, but she really doesn't want to be a part of the family right now. She hates the soap. Ooh, nice massage. Oh, nice massage for the puppy. You know, she could be a bit more of a pain in the butt, but for a dog getting a bath, she's actually pretty laid back and she's not being too bad. You can't leave looking like that. Come here. Oh my goodness, look at that dog. Look at that dog. You look so funny when you're all soaked up. Get that underbelly, get that tail, get that crazy looking foxtail that you got. It is so crazy to think that this dog is gonna get so big it can take down a full-grown wolf. Wolves usually get around 200 pounds, so for this dog to be able to size up a wolf and take it down is just incredible. It's just such a stocky dog. Look at the pictures. Bam, look at that. Look how big these dogs get. They are just so impressive. And not just big dogs, but beautiful too. Like, what a combo. Big and beautiful with that fur. We got the conditioner too, so we can make her hair nice and smooth and we can brush it. The water's just probably a little too chilly, huh? I'm sorry. She's like, why are you doing this to me? Everyone's got to take a bath. I don't like taking baths, but every week or so I do. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl. All right, we got most of it off. Now we're going to move on to the conditioner. So hopefully she likes that conditioner a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Oh, you're going to be so conditioned. You're going to be so conditioned, you're going to love it. So we're just going to groom her a little bit. Try and get those knots out. If there's any knots, it's actually pretty good. There we go. We got a special brush just to break out any of that extra hair. Beautiful. You look so good. You look so good. We gotta get that little bugger right there off of you. We'll clean that in a second. She's such a funny looking dog. I love her so much. She's actually been one of the best choices I've ever made when it comes to wildlife. Well, not even wildlife. This is just a dog, right? This is my dog. All right. Sorry, puppy. I know you're all upset because you don't like the baths. You'd rather be playing in the mud and getting dirty. She's okay. She's gonna be fine. Watch, we're gonna turn this wet rat into a big fluffy bear in a second. Look at you, you little wet Wolverine. You are just the coolest dog. Look at that. All right, you can air dry the rest, and I'll get that brush and I'll comb you in a second. Right? You happy? You wanna get a little shake? Little shake? There we go. Good girl. Here, you want a treat? I got one just for you. Come here, bear. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Little bit of a meat treat. She's out of here. She's like, I'm done. All right, little foosball. I'll see you guys in the snake house. All right, beautiful people, I'm going to be ending this episode with Jack the Lace Monitor because we just dropped a new design on chandlerswildlife.com. Get jacked! Oh, baby, because if you want to stay jacked, you better be wearing this merchandise to keep you swole. You want the strongest lizard representing you while you're getting your glutes and your quads tightened. Ooh, brother. Wow, his claws are sharp and that hurts a lot. All right, beautiful people, I will see you on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and don't forget to check us out on Patreon for exclusive content and updates. And also, don't forget to get your new Get Jacked Chandler's Wildlife Lace Monitor merchandise. Isn't that right, Jack? You are getting so jacked. Look at him. Look at his little biceps. You wish you could have biceps like that. He could just squish your little head with his biceps. But come on, touch my lizard's biceps. Don't be scared, little boy. Touch his biceps. He's strong and he will whoop you, boy. I'll see you on the next one. Don't go nowhere. Thank you, Bouncer Ruth. She's like, you're not going anywhere, little girl.